popular clones rated by a woman, aka me in this case, I'm going to go through a small list of pretty popular men's fragrances and kind of give my opinion on them. Personally, I like pretty much all of these. I'm going to start with one that is the most refreshing men's fragrance that I have yet to come across, which is Terre d'Hermès Eau Givrée from Hermès. So this is primarily a juniper berry fragrance, which is mixed with some other notes, but mainly the main thing here is juniper berries, which are very, very fresh. If you don't know what juniper berries are, they're used to make gin, so if you smell gin, you know it's super sharp and cold and fresh. And if you haven't smelled gin, then the closest alternative is pine needles, very fresh and sharp. This is, like I said, the freshest thing I've ever smelled. It is called Eau Givrée, which means kind of icy water or frozen water. So you can get an idea of what this is trying to emulate, which is very, very cold, icy, clean, and fresh. So that does this very well. It's just, as soon as you put it on, it's just like you're just being splashed with like glacial water. You climb up a mountain, there's that glacial lake up there, you dive into it, you're gonna smell like that glacial lake when you put this on. Very natural, on the lighter side, obviously as a fresh fragrance. And because of its lighter nature, longevity is not great, probably 4 hours, but if you're not focused on longevity and you just want to smell as fresh as possible, that's what this is. You could always reapply it, you know, to keep that scent going, but if I had to rate this, I guess 0 to 10, 10 being the best, I would definitely give this 7.5 to 8. You know, it's kind of hard to decide, mainly because I prefer heavier, more musky scents compared to fresh scents, but as a fresh scent, this is really nice because also some fresh scents are a little bit synthetic smelling, they're too much, they're kind of like a punch in the face. This maintains a natural demeanor, so it's fresh, but it's still natural, which I really like. So yeah, I'm gonna give it maybe, let's see, 7.5, that's what I'll give it. Then, going to one that I really, really like, I have to mention from Dior, Tobacco Color. So this is actually unisex, which is nice, but I would definitely say it's more on the masculine side. It's very smoky, no sweetness at all, just more masculine, solid, heavy, a little bit musky, but primarily a tobacco scent, as you can guess from the name. This is one of the better tobacco fragrances because sometimes tobacco notes are a little bit too crazy. They go, you know, they're just too harsh, too much. Again, like a punch in the face. This does not do any of those things. This is a smooth smokiness, a smooth tobacco note, which is hard to come by, but this is Dior, so they know what they're doing. Extremely luxurious fragrance. This is, I think it's part of their upper shelf, top of the line fragrance production. It's way more expensive than some of their other fragrances, but the price is worth it. Longevity is through the roof. You're gonna get like 10 hours out of this thing. Really crazy. And just a really seductive, mysterious, exotic type of smell. Because it is a unique take on the tobacco note. I would say, out of 10, I'm gonna give this probably a 9. I really like smoky scents. I like that this is unisex. Sometimes I wear this, you know, during the cold weather. It's a very nice, kind of mysterious, you know, enrapturing type of scent. So, yeah, I like this quite a lot, so I'll probably give this like a 9 out of 10. Then, next one is kind of similar, but with a few important differences. This is from Serge Sultan. This is Ambre Sultan. So this is Amber Sultan. Super ambery, and not just amber. You're getting all types of resins in this. This is also unisex, by the way. But as with Tobacco Color, I would say this is definitely skewing more on the masculine side of things. Absolutely no sweetness. You're really just getting pure resins here. Like if you look up the note list, it's all resins for the most part. You get a little bit of myrtle thrown in there, but you know, so there's a green note. you're getting amber, you're getting myrrh, and then you're getting kind of general resins in this. So when you put it on, it is extremely exotic. It smells very much like incense, you know, when you get like some resins and you put them in a burner and they start smoldering. They have that really exotic smell to it. A little bit like frankincense. There is no frankincense note in this, but it kind of smells like it because it is so resinous. And also, it's perfect for cold weather in the evenings, mainly because it's a pretty warm and cozy scent. And just in general, it's just a steady, solid, heavy fragrance, which is really nice. Now, I do not like it quite as much as Tobacco Color, so I'm gonna give it probably 7.5, maybe a solid 7. For me, it's a little too strong with the resins, even though it is really nice. But like Tobacco Color, I like because it's smoother. This is a little bit sharper, a little bit heavier, but it is still good. But I'm gonna give it a 7 for this one. Then going on to the next one, which is a pretty popular option. This, everyone knows this, Dior Homme. This is Dior Homme Original, which I would say is probably one of my favorite versions of Dior Homme. I don't believe they make the original anymore, or at least it's hard to find. This is really nice because it has a beautiful iris note. Some men aren't a big fan of that note. They find it a little bit feminine. It can be seen as a little bit feminine, but in general, I think it's just a nice scent overall. You could think of it more as a unisex scent, I suppose. But it's just fresh. It has that little iris to kind of smooth it out, so it's not too sharp or too crazy. It's very sophisticated for a men's scent. I always think of like a businessman would wear this, or, you know, so wearing a suit or something. But very elegant men's fragrance. Longevity, I would say a little bit moderate, probably around 6 hours. It's a little bit lighter, but this is very versatile. You could wear this easily during the daytime, during the nighttime, hot weather, cold weather. Super versatile. You could wear this anytime, anywhere. And obviously being from Dior, it's a very luxurious scent. You can't really go wrong with it unless you don't care for that iris note. But besides that, it's just a really, really nice fragrance. And I would give it, I would say, 8 out of 10. I think it does a nice 8 out of 10. Just a well-rounded scent. Doesn't really do anything wrong. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for this one. Then the last one that I have is a more niche option. This is Leighton from Parfum de Mali. This is really nice for several reasons. Really good longevity, probably around 7 hours, maybe even 8. Spicy, yet a little bit sweet. I believe there's some coriander thrown in there to give it a little spice, which is nice. And then it has that sweetness, which it's definitely more sweet than your typical men's fragrance, but it works well in conjunction with the spice notes. Without the spice notes, it'd probably be a little bit too sweet. With the spice notes, it's good. This is a really, really nice winter scent because it is, like I said, spicy, warm, cozy, that sort of thing. Good longevity. Also good for the evenings and pretty much good in general. It's a very luxurious scent. Its price reflects that, but you pretty much get what you pay for when you buy this. You know, you don't have to reapply it. It's gonna stick around. It's gonna perform well. I would say this is probably a good 8 out of 10. This is a really good fragrance. Very unique in the men's cologne realm. Pretty much because of how it blends that sweetness with the spices. So it does a really good job of what it does in its particular genre of fragrances. But that is pretty much all I have to say about these particular popular men's clones. If you thought this video was helpful, then of course leave a like, maybe subscribe. And I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.